with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they were winners. From NRG Stadium in Houston.
From the end zone, it's D'Ernest Johnson.
And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And careless with it.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Watson on first down. That's going to be caught. It's Jakobi Meyers. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Charles, Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? It's who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night. Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan today, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal.
To throw is Watson. And it's caught. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
Lindsey.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Again, it's Lindsey.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans.
Philip Lindsey.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. The extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it was capped off by a Philip Lindsey touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. To return, it's Cam Sutton.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. Because that's about all he did, right? 3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris.
And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 20 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's 2nd and 8. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, if you have man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
They'll start on the ground with Lindsey, and he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap and a give to Lindsey. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. But just like you said, they've got the lead, don't do anything silly, run the football, and that's what they did.
They would have liked to have created a little more room for their punter, but he'll take what they gave him, and he'll go out there now and try and get the ball off and help his defense.
The Texans send the punter out. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
He finds his man Johnson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in third in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
On first down, it's Harris. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Quick completion here to Johnson. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Steps away to his left. And this is caught. Touchdown. Wait, hold a second here. A flag down. Let's see if this will stand. Ouch. Could have been a game-tying touchdown. They'll have to hold on that at least for now.
Ouch in a big way. Like ripping the Band-Aid off there. Can they let the sting subside and come back and get it done?
The penalty certainly makes things tougher here as they try again. 3rd and goal. He finds his man complete. That's Nash. Touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, Your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we could walk away with a win.
These two teams all tied after one. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they've got it 2nd and 7. A run with Lindsey out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson going deep here for Landry. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Fielded at about the 28. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They'll try the right side with Harris. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 44 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on a sack.
One thing they definitely like about this youngster is his motor. He is full throttle on each and every snap. Loves to get after the quarterback, and that has to feel good to him right there. His first career sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And you'd think on 3rd down, they'd just be looking for something right beyond the sticks. And I think they caught the defense flat-footed as a result because they decided they were going to take a shot right there, and it ended up being a big play.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Philip Lindsay and the rest of the offense heading back out. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, There's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Escaping the pressure right. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They're going for it. This is Harris. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5.
There wasn't even thought of a short field goal. There was no hesitation. They were going for it.
I think he was thinking ahead a couple plays ago. That if he got in this situation, they were definitely going for it. And you're right. It was a confident call and a decisive run to pick it up.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
People always talk about one of his biggest strengths, running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that, and it wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Houston set to take over. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. They'll try the air now with Watson. He dumps it underneath here to Lindsey. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Javon Hargrave in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Screen pass to Lindsey. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
These guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Watson trying to get his guys moving. Now a throw here to his running back. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 26.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On first down, Watson. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Najee Harris and the Steeler offense set to go to work once again. It may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. You know, you're following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under. CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues. But things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Throw left side complete. That's Harris. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Again, he'll drop to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards. A 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction. And that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them. And now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone. but it's incomplete. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, Charles, thanks very much. Welcome in, everybody.
All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Let's go! Let's go!
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They were winners last week over Tennessee, and they've got the lead here as well. They start this drive out 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Let's go, baby.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He gets this one to Johnson. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protected himself as best he could while completing the play.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. They find some open field here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play that time on the catch and run.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
They'll run on first down. Harris. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 70 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. They'll drop to throw. And this is incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Trucks over him, and he's got it. And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too.
And in for the Steelers, touchdown. Derek Watt, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 2nd down, right back to Lindsey. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Lindsey. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
On 2nd down, right back to Lindsey. Lindsey, 1st down and more than that. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Here's a give to Lindsey running right. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 64 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. A 1st down carry here for Johnson. Pushes past him. Breaks through the contact. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. D'Ernest Johnson. His first touchdown on the year. And the Texans cut into that lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So that drive in total 8 plays. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Sutton now to return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting at a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter. A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get him much, maybe a yard, and that's all.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Let's go. That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. They'll look to throw here on first down. Flush to his right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Now a give, running left is Harris. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense, and know what they say. Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to his tight end flyer move. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Houston. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back to throw now on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 35. And the Texans are right back in this football game. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting negative.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Texans. Jarvis Landry, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Landry now on the return. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And here comes the Texans now. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt, and now a chance to tie the game on this possession. They're going to run this with a tight end. And he'll get this across the 40 and up to about the 42-yard line. The tackle there by John Johnson.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. Open man is Cooks. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks. His second touchdown on the season. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth. Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he showed what he's got there.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
And that throw, amazingly, well over 70 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. Wow. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. A nice play design there with a touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
He gets it complete to Harris. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
No.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun, and nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And now off to the races, down the right side, past the 20. And they will bring this one back. A full return for a Texans touchdown. So many times tight games decided by one big play. You know, a lot of times, of course, it's the offense here. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have. So that challenge, a successful one. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second.
Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
89 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Yeah, this is going to depend on his spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. They run for it with Harris. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Najee Harris
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Lutz to try to add the PAT. It's up and good, and they've jumped back ahead, 35-28. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Watson and the Texans now down by 7, 2:25 remaining. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
What was that, Rob?
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all. And now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Cameron Hayward, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson, he'll find Lindsey here. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Watson, only a yard there, sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that's caught inside the 30. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move.
Watson to throw. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Watson's throw complete here on target to Tunyon.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do They'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up. Give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
That means there's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Desperation time. Watson on fourth down. That's caught by Myers. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
And with the scoreboard against him here in the fourth quarter, this was definitely 4-down territory. Really nice job there finding a way to get open, and a really nice throw. That sets him up with first and goal.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
The nice thing is that you've still got all your timeouts, so the middle of the field, that should still be an option, especially if you see the defenders pinching the sideline. You can run a little seam route right here and pick up some nice yardage.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down one. That extra point is not a gimme.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. A 10-play drive that time. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. He'll look to throw. He's got Smith-Schuster, and he'll get him a first down up past the 40 as the clock ticks on. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that one drops to the ground, incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds, 19 left. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll look to throw again. They'll rifle this one deep right side. And this one is incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the give, this is Harris. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. He missed his only attempt earlier. This time he's going for the win. And his kick is indeed good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And Charles, in this one, the fourth quarter became a lot more interesting, I know, than I anticipated, probably you anticipated. A comeback bid falling just a little bit short.
You're never supposed to count a team out, and I know we didn't on air, but mentally, I just didn't see this type of a comeback, especially one that put them in a position to put the real pressure on them down the stretch.
So for Pittsburgh, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins.
I'm fired up. Don't run from rap. 1, 2, 3. Hey. I'm ready for more. Tell them I'm ready for more. Game time. I'm ready for war.
For the summer. Big deal. Whoa, here I go. I'm jumping out of green balloon. Geronimo, man, I like big wheels, 24s, and I let the paint drip like the hose. Whoa, big cars, suicide doors, I got scores. You don't know my life is hard. Make me wake up in the morning. Chinchilla for the wizard, cause I swear to clip. Queen Latifah, Rigo, living single, but I'm busy like a club. You ain't noticed I was gone yet. Summer jets and family trips is still a could not relax. I've been gone for a minute. Told you I'd be back, just chill for a minute. Last time I checked, you was on for a minute. Miss me with that, I'll be back in a minute. With my good vibes, man, I like good times and good. Plus I got my reclining and watching Sita on the Wi-Fi. I cannot just go away. Can you bring me back to my old ways? Told my mom and dad I'm praying for some better days. On the good vibes Friday to Friday. I'm looking for a highway to get Mondays. And I'm so up there like it going sideways. Kamikaze Sundays, leaning on my Mondays. Baby face like Usher, I just want it my way. Relax, I've been gone for a minute. Told you I'd be back, just chill for a a minute. Let's